for his children. Why do God allow persecution? Say it again. Free will. Okay. And give us free will.
You can choose to do good, or you can choose to do bad.
Okay. Yeah. To choose. Okay. Anything else?
We bring a lot of tribulation on ourselves.
Okay.
Bad decisions, bad choices.
Do we make bad choices? Oh, no. Yes. Okay, that's good. That's very good. We do make mistakes. Yeah, I mean, you look at David, King David. He made bad choices, real bad choices. I mean, bad choices. Go ahead.
I think he allows it also so that way, because like our testimonies, for example, like how we live our life, like we could be able to relate to others.
Okay.
And share with others that,
Okay.
hey, I've been there.
I've been there, done that.
We can be able to witness better in that way where we could relate to that individual that God.
To comfort others.
Yeah.
Amen.
That
Amen.
person
That's
so
good.
happens to be dealing with that situation that you've had dealt with, and the Lord pulled you through from that, and you're able to share with others what God has done for you.
Okay, amen. And anything else? Why do God allow persecution, suffering for his children?
I like the answer my brother gave him, free will. There are those who believe that they're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
There is no hope. So why exercise free will? God, on the other hand, has given us choices.
Right, amen.
You have the privilege, and I would prefer, I'm sending my spirit, I'm sending my son, I'm sending the prophets, I'm doing miracles, I'm going to ransom. God has given us such encouragement. He says, I would ransom a nation for you. And this is what we're talking about when you look at Egypt. Why was Egypt destroyed? Because God says, leave my children alone. I'm taking them to myself.
Amen.
And you're not going to listen to me. I will have to destroy you. Egypt, remember, they had the choice to change. So, to exercise free will, he allows tribulation. Why tribulation? When you look at the word tribulation, at its root, you have tribulum. That's where the word tribulation comes from, tribulum. What is a tribulum? Tribulum was a stone that was used to bring the precious germ out of the grain on the threshing floor. So it's tapered, big on one end, small on the other. And as you push this heavy stone, what does it do? It crushes the coat of the wheat or the rye or the barley. And when it crushed the outer coat, now you throw it in the air and you sift it, or you winnow it, and the wind would blow away the chaff and leave the precious germ within. God, because of sin, has to winnow us.
Amen.
And this is what tribulation does. It brings out the best in us when we trust in God.
When we trust.
And exercise the governing power of our lives, the will.
Amen.
So free will, rightly used in tribulation, brings the best out of God's planting, which is us. We are his best when we trust him through the tribulation.
Amen. 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 Another thing I believe in the God bringing in tribulation, because we don't trust God like we should. We don't have enough, faith, and God want to, build our faith up, and sometimes we trust in ourselves. Self is one thing that we have to let go. We can't trust in ourselves. God said, no, you can't. You got to trust me completely. Okay, and sometimes we don't know what we can go through, until God allow, open his hand and permit Satan to do things that, he would do to show us, we can't trust in ourselves. We cannot trust in ourselves. We can only trust in God, especially in the last days, in these last days, we can only trust in God. We can't trust in our brothers and sisters, our pastors, and everything else, our presidents of the conference. We can't trust them. We can only put a firm foot upon Jesus and Jesus only in these last days, because it's coming. We've been talking about this years and years and years. I've been in church ever since 1976. And we talk about Christ coming. I remember when 2000 came, year 2000 came, and we thought it might come then. It didn't come. But we can see things now. How things are coming to a head. We can see things now. So
did Jesus trust himself?
He trusted the Father.
So he didn't trust himself.
He trusted the Father.
So yes, he didn't trust himself.
He's trusting the Father.
The reason why I asked the question is because he was our example.
Yeah.
And he says, I can of mine own self do nothing. So he's walking as a man. He's living as a man. He's living as one who needs to be delivered from the forces around.
Amen.
And the last prayer he did in Gethsemane, he says, Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass. So that man, in faith, was suffering. Not for himself, for every sinner. And he says 3 times, if it's possible, let this cup pass. Let's do something else. Let's do it differently. Let this end right now. But what was his final declaration to his Father? Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. So in our tribulation, in our struggle, in whatever comes before us, we cannot rely on ourselves.
Amen.
As you said, he trusted in his Father, and he was victorious because he gave it up. He says, in Isaiah 53 and verse 12, he shall see the travail, which is that tribulation that he went through. He shall see the travail of his soul and be satisfied. Wow. Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. And that, you say we don't know what we can handle, right? We don't until we test it.
Right. Amen.
And it's through the test that we find victory. Through the test we find the power.
Amen.
Through the test our faith is purified. Through the test the best of us is brought out through the test.
Amen.
That's why.
If you look at God's people, even in the Old Testament, look at Moses. Did Moses get tested? Moses, Moses could have been a Pharaoh, but Moses chose to do what? Suffer with his people, and they went through a lot. Moses went through a lot. If you look at Paul say, I did this. I was 3 times. I was shipwrecked or this, and I whipped 3 times and everything. Paul went through a lot. Have we been through all that? Not me. Yeah. I need to get some tough skin, because it's coming. It's coming. Amen. Thank you. All right. Let's go to Tuesday lesson. A God who is close. A God who is close. William Miller. He studied some books. And you can correct me. Anybody can correct me. They call us deists, and I think it was by Thomas Paine. Yeah, okay. And he believed that he took hold of this book and read it, and he believed that the world was created by God, put it together, give them laws and everything else, and then let it go. That's it. But he found out that wasn't true. It wasn't true at all. Listen what it says in our Sabbath School lesson, on Tuesday lesson, on top of the page. It said, God the creation, who brought the sun, moon, and stars into existence, whom awesome power created this planet and filled it with living things, also is a God who is interested in each of us. One of us, all of us. Not just me, but you too. And he said, and then it says, he is the God who delivered his people from the Egyptian bondage, or we can say, who delivers from sin. Sin. Because what happened to Adam? Yes, yes. Because it's Adam, we all became sinners because we took up his nature. We took a nature. And that's why angels, even angels who fell, they have no agenda. So angel, when you see a baby angel, that's not true. There's no baby angels, because Christ created them full grown. When you see baby angels, there's no such thing.